All right. Well, hello everybody. I'm calling or I'm speaking to you from the Kabul, Afghanistan area. I arrived on Tuesday into Kuwait. Spent the night at Camp Arifjan. Had dinner last night with a couple of Delawareans. Actually, before that, started on Monday in Washington at the Pentagon. And then we went to Walter Reed, and I met with three Delawareans there. Just really very eye-opening. First of all, to see the amputee center at Walter Reed, to see the kind of therapy that's provided, and frankly, to see the kinds of injuries on folks coming back home. The Delawareans that I met with at Walter Reed, just so impressive, really inspiring. One of them has had 31 surgeries to his arm, and just so devoted to the service. Then, as I mentioned, went to Kuwait, to Camp Arifjan, took a tour there, a huge base, and then this morning flew out of another base in Kuwait, Ali Salim, and then flew into Afghanistan. When I got to Afghanistan, first started in Bagram and started a tour of the hospital. And it's an incredible experience. Literally just a few hours earlier, a soldier had come in who had lost both legs. And it just makes it all so real. And to see the dedication of the people in the field, the dedication of the people in the hospital. Had dinner tonight with Colonel Mike Feely of the Delaware Air Guard. And it is amazing to see the scope, the complexity in Kuwait and here in Afghanistan. Literally over 1,000 people at the Bagram Air Base, whose responsibility is security at the perimeter and folks entering the base. Tomorrow I'll be seeing additional Delawareans from the National Guard. But the main impression I have here is just one of incredible devotion, capability, skill, loyalty, patriotism on the part of all the folks who are here from all over the United States. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be here, especially to thank the people from Delaware, and certainly including the people from the Delaware National Guard. I've said often that the proudest part about being a governor is to be the commander-in-chief of the Delaware National Guard. And all of us back home should be so proud. We've got a couple hundred people in Afghanistan now. And of course, there are other Delawareans here as well. But very much appreciate the chance to be here. Most importantly, appreciate the incredible service of all the Americans who are serving overseas. And with that, I'll be happy to take any questions.
Governor, this is Chad Livingood, the News Journal. Can you detail your visit at Walter Reed with that soldier, and what kind of injuries did he sustain, or he or she, excuse me?
I visited with three Delawareans at Walter Reed, and the soldier that I mentioned who had had 31 surgeries is from Sussex County. He injured his arm, and as I mentioned, 31 surgeries. He's got some more to go. He's essentially living at Walter Reed. His mom is with him, and continued surgeries, continued therapy. There were a couple of other soldiers as well from Delaware who were at Walter Reed, different kinds of injuries, getting a high quality of care. But it's certainly a reminder to all of us of the danger of all of those who were serving. And even at the Bagram Air Base today, seeing they call them the T-walls, the concrete barriers, they continue to be set up because of all of the danger from gunshot, small arms fire and the like that comes in all the time. But that's the story of that particular soldier.
Governor, this is Randall with the Associated Press. In your meeting with National Guard representatives, either stateside or overseas, has there been any requests from them as to what they would like to see from state government?
No, Randall, of course, General Vavala and I speak quite often, and in fact, we spoke today. The great thing about the National Guard is essentially the dual reporting relationship available to the states, to governors, and to the people of Delaware in cases of emergency like we had recently with Irene, and then of course the very important federal responsibility. The Guard in Delaware has gotten a lot of support, a lot of construction projects going on. We just recently had the ribbon cutting for a new hangar, just did a groundbreaking a couple weeks ago for a new administration building right there at the base. So the capability of the people in the National Guard is just phenomenal across so many different skill levels. And I think certainly one of the things that General Vavela often advocates for and talks about is the continued making it attractive for people to join the Guard. Some of that's federal. There are things that we can do at the state level as well, and we try to do them as we can. But the bottom line, certainly none of these folks are doing it for the money. They're doing it out of a commitment to serve, and they do it extremely well.
Did anybody express any concerns about the recent problems that have been disclosed at the Dover mortuary?
Have not. Nobody has brought that up. When we were at Bagram today, in addition to seeing the hospital, we didn't see the place where the dignified transfer begins, but some of them told us about it. But the situation in Dover has not come up, although I'm sure everybody here knows that their colleagues in Dover are absolutely committed to making sure that every Delawarean every American who comes back is treated the way that they deserve to be treated, but it has not come up on this trip. I would say that for me, and I've seen a lot in 48 hours, the biggest eye-opener of all was to walk into the hospital and to see the front end of the soldier who had lost both legs. The hospital in Bagram was stabilizing him, getting him ready to go to Germany, and then to Walter Reed. And so at the beginning of my trip, when I went to Walter Reed and saw the amputee center and saw all of those who were so courageously trying to, doing the therapy and learning to not only to walk, but to try to live as independently as they can, and to realize how real this is every single day. This particular soldier literally had come in just hours before. It's something I will never forget. It's something that's really important for all of us back home to realize that, this is, it seems so far away, but these are our neighbors, these are our coworkers who are literally every day putting themselves at risk on our behalf.
Hello, Governor. My name is Cleo Green, WVOC in Salisbury, Maryland. I, for one, am happy to see your support for our troops. My father is in the Air Force. He just left Afghanistan a week ago, so that's pretty hard for me. I just wanted to say, what would you say to your constituents who have somewhat raised an eyebrow and who feel, there are more pressing issues at home, like job creation and our struggling economy? What would you say to justify your trip?
Well, there is no more pressing issue, first of all, than to make sure that all Americans thank the members of the military who are working so hard and so bravely on our behalf. And it's also important that when they come home, that we not just thank them, but that we also hire them in jobs, because we certainly want to put our veterans to work. One of the folks I met here, not from Delaware, I think he was from, I can't remember which state he was from, maybe Indiana, but was not working. No, he was from Oregon. And he was not working, had lost his job, and so he appreciated the opportunity to be working here. But the real reason for me to come over was to thank the people from Delaware, especially the members of the National Guard. We've got a couple hundred of them, as I mentioned, from Delaware who were over here. We've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds over the last several years. And while everybody back at home goes about their work, they're living under very difficult conditions. Putting themselves at risk, really fighting on our behalf and on behalf of the country. And so I very much wanted to come over when extended the invitation by the Secretary of Defense and by the Department of Defense. This is something that they do usually a couple times a year. They invite governors over to come and to thank the members of their National Guard and to meet other constituents and really to see firsthand what's going on. And so I very much appreciated the invitation and so much welcome the chance to say thank you to the Delawareans, and for that matter, to all the Americans who are serving here.
Governor, this is Chad Livingood again. When you return to the States, and I don't know if you can tell us when that is, but when you return to Delaware and people ask you about this trip, What are you going to tell them about what the mission is over there right now?
Well, I'm not sure that I will get so much into that because I obviously want to leave that up to the federal, delegation and to the administration and to the folks at the Department of Defense. What I will do is make sure that I let them know how hard people are working. Obviously, this is a mission that started 10 years ago after 9/11. It's one that obviously the president has indicated an interest, as have others, to wind down when possible. Troops are being withdrawn, but in the meantime, I think my main responsibility is to make sure everybody understands how hard these folks are working, and while here, to thank them for their terrific service.
From your talks with soldiers there, did they believe in what they're doing there? Do they see an end game?
You know, I'd say every single person I've talked to in Kuwait and in Afghanistan has very much believed in what they're doing. I mean, again, let's remember this is a military organization. There's a chain of command. They listen to their leadership. They follow orders. And I would say the morale that I've seen has been extremely high. And that includes people who, here in Afghanistan being more dangerous than Kuwait, I'd say. I mean, people here in Afghanistan. The colonel that I had dinner with tonight, Mike Feely of the Delaware Air National Guard, he's a colonel. He's here on a voluntary basis. And many are here as volunteers. Certainly not all, but many are here as volunteers because they believe so strongly in what they're doing. I've met people from literally all over the country. The morale is high. They're proud to be here. They're proud to show off their capability. They're proud to show off what they're doing. They're very clear and cognizant of the dangers, but they take their work so proudly. I'm here with Governor Dan Malloy of Connecticut, and tonight we saw some of his National Guard members, and their responsibility is what they call entry control. And there are many hundreds of trucks that come in here every day carrying a whole variety of supplies. They come into the Bagram Air Base where I was earlier, and I asked how long it takes to clear a truck, and it takes 90 to 120 minutes. And they said we just take it very seriously because we can't afford to let one come in that has something that it shouldn't have. And so people take it very seriously. They're focused on doing their job in an excellent fashion every minute of every day. You know, these guys, these men and women, there's not much of a social life here. They're basically working all the time. They, a lot of times they'll have an opportunity to go to the gym on a daily basis, but otherwise they're working. And they take it seriously. They're proud of it, and they're going to keep doing it until they're told otherwise.
Okay, any further questions? Amy, did you have a question?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Governor, as we wrap up, I don't think the Delaware troops knew you were coming. So maybe one final closing thought would be, did they have any reaction? Were they surprised? And do you have any particular story or impressions to share about Delaware troops in particular?
Well, I'm going to see a lot of them tomorrow. I saw a couple in Kuwait. I saw, as I mentioned, Mike Feely tonight. I think they had maybe a couple hours notice I was coming. They were very excited. They asked me to get in touch with family back home, which I certainly look forward to doing. The folks at Walter Reed were excited too. I think most importantly, it's important for them to know that they are remembered, that people back home are thinking about them, are praying for them. I bring them, especially the folks in the National Guard, the greetings and good wishes of General Vavala, who was just thinking about them, advocating for them every single day. One of the folks that I had dinner with in Kuwait, Sergeant, his last name is Richter, works for DelDOT. And is very proud of the work going on here. But it was fun to be able to talk to him a little bit about DelDOT as well. Most of the folks I've met so far have been from Kent and Sussex counties. I think tomorrow I'll be meeting people from all over the state. But it is great to see the Delawareans over here. They're doing a great job, and most importantly, I can't wait until they come home safely. That's what it's all about.
Governor, this is Chad Livingood again. I know that the decisions about policy in Afghanistan lie with the president, but obviously you have an ear to the vice president, and you know he has an ear to the president as well, and has been very much involved in the foreign policy of this administration. Do you, as the governor of Delaware, think that personally? Do you think that this mission is worth it? I mean, every time there's a soldier killed in Afghanistan, he or she comes through your state.
Chad, I think the danger here, I've been in Afghanistan now for about maybe 7 or 8 hours. Mm-hmm. It's not a long time for me to form those opinions. I think when I get home and speak to the vice president, I'll tell him what he already knows, which is that the members of the military from Delaware and from around the country are doing a spectacular job. Obviously, I look forward to everybody coming home safely and as quickly as they possibly can, given the mission that they're doing, and building their lives back with their families. A lot of these people are leaving spouses and kids for many months on end, not just from Delaware, but across the country. And we look forward to building the Delaware economy and the country's economy as best we can. And the one thing that really strikes me as I am here and meeting with people from all over the country with the skills that they have, these are not just great soldiers and airmen and folks from the Navy and other forces. These people have amazing skills that we have had and we can have the opportunity to put to use building the economy back home. One of the things I love about visiting people from the National Guard, 2,500 of them from Delaware back home, their skills are tremendous, and we can do so much with them back home, building the economy, building jobs, helping them build careers. That's, of course, what I would love to see them doing. In the meantime, they've got a mission to do, and they're doing it incredibly well.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
On that note, we will close out the television satellite interview, and then, as I understand it, you'll be taping your weekly message there, and we will be on a telephone news conference with other members of the media in about 5 to 10 minutes. We were having some